Welcome to our tutorial on building a responsive header for your website. In this tutorial, I will explain step by step how to create a functional header using HTML, CSS, and a touch of JavaScript. So here is the header. It's fully responsive and adjustable across different devices. Let's consider this is the size of a laptop and you can see a logo on the left side, a menu bar in the between, and a login button on the right side. Now when I try to minimize this window to make it a tablet size, you can see there's still a logo, but the menu header is was missing the navigation bar, and in the right side we got this hamburger menu, and there's a login button. So when I click on this hamburger menu, you can see the menu. So I'll try to minimize it still to a mobile device, and you can see the login button is also came down to this menu bar. Okay, now you can see only the logo and the hamburger menu in the bottom, you can see it. So a JavaScript functionality was written for this hamburger menu. So when you click on it, it will close as this menu bar. When you click on it, it opens. Let's start with the coding. Let's start with the basic structure, which is HTML, and we have a head tag and also a body tag. So this is a basic structure. And I would start with title first, so which is responsive header. After this, I would give meta tag. So, so which here we can define viewport properties which are responsible for the responsiveness, I would say. So width, I would start with device hyphen width, and I would also set initial scale, which is 1.0 or 1. It doesn't matter. And let me close this tag. So after this, I will have a new style.css file which I want to link it to this HTML file. So I would write my styles in a separate file. So for that, I need to use link tag. So the relation is style sheet and the href. So to link the file, I would give the exact file name, which is html.css. So I would close the link tag. So this is how you can define your tags here in the header, in the head tag. Okay, so I'll just refresh it. You can see the responsive header here. So now I will start coding for the body tag. So let's start with the header now. So let us create a division. So in this division, I would create a header. Okay. So this is the header. So header I would divide into three parts. The first part would be a division for a logo, and the second part would be a nav for the menu bar, and the third part would be another division, probably for a login button. So I can divide it like this. Okay. So for logos, so I'm not using an image in this case, but instead I'm trying to use an ion icons. So for that purpose, you can go into this link. I'll keep this link, and for the usage, if you want to use the icons from this website, you need to import these script modules into our code. So you can just copy it and paste it in the header. Okay, so once you paste it in the header, you can now go to icons and search for the cart. So this is the cart. So I want to use this cart here. And for the cart also, you can see there are differences. It's an outline, and if the shape needs to be filled like this, and if it is sharp, it is something like this. Okay, so I will try to select the filled one and click on this icon. So as soon as I click on this icon, I get this icon code. I can just copy it, and I would paste it directly here and save it. Sorry, and save it. So if I can see, I'll just refresh my page. You can see there's an icon coming up. So after the icon, I would keep a small text which is header one. So I would name this website as Shopee. Okay, I'll just save it. So this is the left side section, I would say. Now coming to the navigation part. So as I shown you in earlier videos, you can start with the unordered list, and in this unordered list you can enter the list items. So For the first list item, I use a anchor because we want to click this links to be clickable. So that's the reason I use a anchor tag, a tag. So I will keep hash as of now. So there is nothing to navigate really. So it's just to show it's link up clickable. Okay. So I will just enter home. So you can see this is another list and you can see the link is clickable. So I'll just try to copy it 4 times. Okay. So now here I would keep maybe services, and the third one would be products, and fourth one would be contact us. So it can be anything as per your requirement. Okay, so this is the one. And the last division, I would use it for now to create a button. So for to create a button, we use a button tag, and the button I would give the text as login. So these are the uh, things which we want to like to show it in a header. Okay, so now I would like to add some CSS. For that we need to add a background color. So in this case, first I will add a blue color, kind of black background color, and I'll try to add some CSS where it is aligned properly, and the text color is changed to white, and the button is also formatted properly. So let's start with this first division to give the background color, and I would always suggest you to give some class name. So in this case I would give a class name. I mean, you can give any class name, but I would give it as header background. Okay, so and also I would give one class for the header. So this header section is inside this header background, so I would name this as header container. So this is one thing. And for the division, for the logo section, I would give it as logo section itself, so it's easier to identify. So this division would apply for thing. Okay, and similarly for navigation we need to apply some class, and which we can discuss later. First let's try to adjust these three parts and see how it changes. Okay, so now I would start with this headers background, so I'll just copy and paste it. So you should start with a dot for classes, so that's the reason. And background color, I can give it a hexacode or a RGBA. So in this case I would suggest, I mean, I'm giving it RGB BA just as an example. Okay, so I would give some color which I have chosen already, so it is 173, and alpha, it's no transparency basically. So you can see this has come up. Now I go to this header section. So this is also entire header container. So this header enter container, I would align these elements properly. So for that also I would start with header container curly braces, and now I want to use display as flex to show it in a single line. Okay, so now I would align them into center, so align items center, and also I would like to give some space between here and here. So this is the left side section, this is the right side section, and this should be in the center. So for that you can see you can use justify content and space between. So you can see there's a space came up. Okay, so for now let's leave this header section like that, and now I go to logo section. For the logo section also, this icon and text should be at the side by side. So I would start with logo section, and here I would give display also flex just to arrange it as a row. As soon as I do it, and I can align items into the center, so you can see these are aligned side by side. Okay, now I would like to change this icon. So for that maybe I can give icon also a class. So for this I would give probably a cart icon. So now I'll copy this class and just try to do it as well. So cart icon, and here this is SVG, so it's a little different. It's not like an image, but it's like a moreover SVG normal text. Okay, so for that reason I'm using font size as 30 pixel, and let's put the color also into FFF, which is white color, and I would give some space to the right side, so margin right, probably 10 pixel should be okay. Now so let's talk about this Shopee, which is a header text, and now under this class we can use header one. So this is a different kind of also doing styling. Okay, you can access the class above it, so which is a division class, and under this division check we have a h1 tag, so whatever tag we can apply. So I can enter this h1 tag, and now if I write something here, it will affect only this h1 tag under this section, not the entire h1 text in the excel file. Okay, entire in the html file. Okay, so now let's also make it white. So that's white, and let's change some font size to 0.7 rem, so it's relative for sure, and letter spacing would be 0.2 rem. So this is a little bit odd. Now I would say I want to use some font which is Montserrat. So I already searched for it. I also keep this link in the description. But you can see in this Montserrat, I'm in this styling. I've selected this medium 500 and bold 700 family, so I can use it in my HTML. Okay, so for that I have selected it, and there is a link, you can copy it also. This you can copy this font link and just paste it in your Excel file. Okay, this is one way you can do it. Okay, there's a probably there is another way with the import, but for now let's follow this structure. And now I'll try to apply this font for the entire HTML page. For that purpose, what you can do is, if you want to apply something for the entire HTML page, you can just use star. And okay, so what if I go here? So I'll apply this font family first. Okay, let me see if I can type it. Montserrat. So as soon as I save it, so this text has been changed, this font style has been changed, and also if you can see there is some padding. Okay, I can remove this padding to 0 pixel so that you can lose this padding. Oh, sorry, it's not a padding. So yeah, you can also check it, but yeah, it's a margin, I would suggest, I would hope. So I'll remove the margin, so it's 0, and also box sizing, I would keep border box. So now this is how it looks. Okay, if you think the logo is little bigger or the font size is little smaller, you can always change it accordingly, and you can maybe do it more. So okay, you can change it always. Okay, so this is the part which you have done for the left side. Now let's do this navigation part. So for the navigation part, so we need to give this navigation section as well one class. I would give maybe header nav as a class name. So I'll just copy this class name. So under this class we have UL tags, LI tags, and A tags. So now only this unordered list and li list items or anchor tags under this tag, under this class should be affected by my styling. So for that purpose, what I can do is, so header nav, you can just give space and type UL. So now whatever you write, it will only affect but this particular section. Okay, so display, or you can give directly class to this UL itself. Okay, this is the other way you can do it. So you, whatever way you prefer. Okay, so I would give flex so that it is aligned side by side, and also I can remove this dots. For that I would suggest a list style type none, so that the dots were removed. And now I need to apply, I want to give some space between them. So for that I will use the same uh, style, and under the unordered list we have list items, so that's a space and this. Okay, and now what I would do is I'll just give margin right as 40 pixel, so we get some spacing here. Okay, so now I would like to change the color of this text, so it is under the same list item, but it is with the tag, anchor tag. Okay, that's the reason I would enter tag. Okay, so now color is white. Text degradation, I would remove this underline, so that's the reason text degradation none. And let's apply some font size, paint rem. Yeah, it looks good. And now So that's it. I guess this is should be enough, I guess. Okay. Yes. Now I would like to, whenever I come onto this text, I would like to show an underline. Okay. So for that, so it's like a hover tag, so you can use the same style. So when you hover on this anchor, so you should use colon hover. So when you hover on it, what should happen? I want to show some border bottom, which is 1 pixel solid and color white. So now when I hover on this, you can see there is a border coming, only specific thing when we hover on this. Okay, for now this should be enough. Let's go to the last part of it, so which is the right section. Okay, so the right section I would name it also class as right section. Sorry, so right section, and the button also let's try to give some class which is login button. Okay, so now let's style this login button first of all. So I'll copy this login button class. So let's start with the background color, which is white. Yeah, let's remove the border so you can see the changes immediately because I'm saving it. It's a live reload, so you can see it. Okay, so border has been removed, and let's give padding top as 8 pixel. It comes top and bottom, and I'll give left and right as 16 pixel. Font size is also to 0.8 rem, and border radius maybe 20 pixel. Let me make the text little bold. So for that, font weight it is 700, which is imported text. Okay, so yeah, this is looking better. It looks good. Now let's add some padding. So well, let's go to the header container and add padding to the top and bottom. Let's add 10 pixel, and to the left and right, let's add 20 pixel. So you can see it looks good. But in the home, we are getting a line. Okay, so it's not immediately when I hover on it. So let's add some space so that the border comes little bit down. So for that, we navigate to header ULA, and I would keep padding bottom 15 pixels and save. Let's see. Now, yeah, you can see it is coming exactly, but it's small width. Let me keep 2 pixel and see if it is, yeah, see, it looks good, right? Okay, so after this part, now let's try the responsiveness. Now let's see if it is responsive or not. Okay, see, nothing is responsive. When I do it, it's not working. So now let's add some responsiveness. Okay, when I so now this is a desktop screen size, I would assume. And now when I reduce the screen size to tablet mode, this menu should be hidden. Okay, for hiding this menu, let's see. So this part of it, if we try to hide it, okay. So but how to write it? So that's the important point here. I would comment here. So it is media queries, just for our understanding. Okay, so at the rate media, we should write this. Okay, at the rate media only screen and max with 124 pixel. So this styling build under this styling, okay, it works until the maximum width of the screen is 1024 pixels. So assume tablet. Okay, now I'll copy the same code here and I'll keep it here, and the max width I will keep it as 768 pixel. Okay, so this is for mobile devices and this is for tablet. Okay, when it is tablet, as I said, we need to hide this navigation bar. The class for this hiding navigation bar is this one. Okay, so now let's copy this class. Okay, so let's go here. What I would do is for this class, I just keep display as none. Okay, so because the width is already small, so it has hidden. Now if I came it big, so if it is a full screen, you can see it. So now if I try to increase the width, you can see when it is desktop screen, it comes bigger. When I reduce it, it hides. And even if I reduce it, it hides automatically. Because this code works if it is less than this screen size. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to hide this login button also. Okay, when it is mobile screen. Okay, so when the width is less than that. Okay, so for that, what I can do is for mobile, for login button, we have this one. Okay, see, this works. So when I make it bigger in the tablet mode, the login button comes, and when I make it bigger, the menu bar comes. Okay, this is how it is. But see, hiding is not only the thing we have to do, but we have to see the menu. Okay, when in mobile or tablet, where are the options? We should have these options. So for that purpose, now we need to write some HTML code and apply some more CSS that the menu bar will come in the bottom. Okay, so now let's try to write this code for this menu bar now. Okay, let's go to index.html. Okay, under the header, what I will do is I'll try to create a division. Okay, so you can see it in this screen also. Okay, so in for this division, I will create a class which is mobile nav. So in this, I'll try to create the same list here. Okay, so now you can see this code. So it's just list unordered list. Okay, I haven't done anything else. It's just a unordered list. Okay, but for this we need to write some styling. So it's the same styling. I would go to this section. Okay, so now under as I wrote here, I will write the similar coding here. Okay, so I'll copy this mobile nav style. So I'll write it about the media queries just to understand. So what I will do is for unordered list. Okay, display flex. So when I do flex, it shows in the row order. Okay, but we don't want this. We want the flex direction should be. So this is another important property to make this arrangement for the flex box. See, when I make it flex, so it comes like this. Okay, so now after that, I would remove the list type, list style. So I would say none. So the dots were also gone. And after that, I would give some paddings and lines between these things. Okay, so for that I would also copy the same thing, and for the list item I would give padding top and bottom 10 pixel and left and right 20 pixel. So we got some space, and I would give some border bottom. I will suggest 1 pixel solid, color is white, so you can see that. And text align, I would make it center so that it looks good. And now if I hover here, I am not getting any cursor, it's just a single one. So instead of that I want pointer, so cursor would be pointer. So when I hover here, it is pointer. Okay, so after this list item, so I'll just copy here because this is the anchor here. There's an anchor here to change the text color also. So either you can create a style class and just give the same one, or you can create it from scratch. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so if I do it again, why I'm doing it again? Because if I want different colors, or if I want different background or different borders or different style, ideally I can do as I like. If I combine both of them, it will be a little difficult, so that's the reason I'm just trying to do that. Okay, so I remove the text decoration, so it is none, so that it looks better. And now I'm giving the font size also. I will give some padding bottom. I don't think so it's necessary. Let's remove it. It looks good at the end, right? So this is how it looks. Okay, but now the problem here is if I expand it full screen, see, I'm seeing menu bar here and here also. So the thing is, this section should not visible when we are in a desktop mode. So for that purpose, what I will do is, okay, so I'll just go here, and this division, this entire division should not visible when it is in the desktop mode. So that's the reason what I'll do is I'll just, for this division, I will write display none. So now you cannot see if it is in the full screen. Now I minimize, I don't see it even now. That's the problem. So what I do is, for the same style, I'll copy it and paste it in the tablet screen. Okay, here I will do it as display block. So now you can see here. So when I maximize it, it visibles. Okay, when I minimize it, so it comes. Okay, so based on this navigation, it works. Okay, so that is how it works. So now what I can do is, when I'm changing the size to mobile mode, you can not even see the login button. Okay, so this is another thing. So when it is in a mobile size, so then you should show, or when it is less than 768 pixel, you should show this login button also under this. Okay, so for that purpose, I come here, I'll create another list item. Okay, here I will create a button which says login. So you can see the button now. Okay, I will add the same class, okay, of this above button, so that it displays exactly same. But you know it is gone, because if you can see this style for this login button, so okay, it is invisible in mobile screen. So that's the reason you cannot see it. Okay, that's the problem. So, but you can see here again it is visible twice in the tablet screen. So this is something which is little bit we need to handle now. Okay, so what I will do is I will give class for the list item, and I will keep mobile button just to understand. Okay, so this mobile button should be hidden when it is in the tablet mode. So this is hidden in the tablet mode. Now you can see login button here, and this, it's no, there is no login button here. But when it comes to this mode, this is automatically hidden, but we need this button to be visible. Okay, so we'll just copy this style and add this style here, and display, I would say, block. Okay, still you cannot see because the class, there are two classes here. One class is mobile button, the other class is this login button. So both are conflicting. So that's the reason we'll just remove this, and we'll deal with that later. Okay. So now if I see it, you can see both here. Okay. What I'll do is, for the above class, for the above button, I would give is button active. Okay. So this is another class which I will use to hide. Okay. So we can give two classes as well. So I'll copy this class, and what I'll do is I'll just give this as display none, so that it is hidden when it is in the mobile mode. When I try to expand it, You can see in the tablet mode it is visible, in the desktop mode it is completely in the menu bar, the below part is invisible. Okay, so this is how you can do the responsiveness. But if you want to continue further, this section when I am in tablet mode or when I am in mobile mode, this comes automatically. But this is something it should come only when we click on some button and it should hide again. So this we can do also. So for that purpose, I'm trying to introduce a hamburger menu. Okay, so another button in the right section. Okay, because this is where we want to display this hamburger button. So for that I'll try to create another button. Okay, so in this button I'll try to search for the menu sharp. If you go to the ion icon library and you can find this hamburger menu. Okay, so this hamburger menu, so it's just look like a button and this thing. So we'll try to give the styling for this one, and for the button also I'll try to give the styling. So what I'll do is hamburger menu. Okay, so now let me apply styling for this one. So for hamburger menu button, let's remove the background. So let me write it here, hamburger menu. So what I can do is display none. Okay, so when it is in tablet mode, when it is in desktop mode, it should not display this hamburger menu. But when it is in tablet mode or when it is in mobile mode, it should display. So for that purpose, I'll copy this and I'll initially it is hidden there, but it is visible as soon as we are in a tablet mode or mobile mode. So it is displayed here. So if I drag it to the desktop mode, it is invisible. When I drag it here, it is visible. Now we can apply a little bit styling. We can apply a little bit styling here. I would say background as none, just to remove, just to make it transparent, and also border as none so that it is transparent. So let's see, let me now get it. But here, this part, so this is not aligned properly. Okay, so what we need to do is there is a right section here, both buttons are in the same section. So I can also add some styling for this right section where I say display as flex so that they can come side by side. But there is no space, so I would add some space as margin left. Let me add 20 pixel. Yeah, let's think 20 pixel. See, this is the one. And this menu is also, it's not uh, visible properly. Okay, for that also we can add styling. So for that I have written the class already as icons menu. So I'll just copy this. So you can give any class names, it doesn't matter. Okay, so then you can just to change. Okay, so this is not really necessary to do the styling to explain this responsiveness, but I just want to make it look very good. So that's the reason I'm trying to do each of them. Okay, so you can just, it's the same code which I did already in the past, so that's the reason I'm not explaining it in detail. Okay, so margin right, I'll just give 10 pixel just to make it look better. Okay, so now this hamburger menu, it is high hidden when in a desktop mode, it comes when we are in a tablet mode, and also it is present when we are in a mobile mode. But now the important things come. Whenever we click on this button, okay, this menu should hide and visible. Okay, that's the thing I would like to do now. Okay, so for that what I will do is I'll just try to write one method called e is active. Okay, so is active, one sorry, it's one class is active, and we'll write it as display block. Okay, so this style I haven't added it anywhere in the code for the class. Okay, so now this is by default displayed. I don't want it to be by default displayed. So that's the reason I will try to remove this class. So it will not be displayed. But when I click this on this button, it should open and hide. Okay. So for the button, we have to write a on click method in which we can give a method name called as open mobile nav. Okay, so this is the JavaScript function. So now we need to write a JavaScript tag. So that's the reason we go to header and write a script tag. And don't worry, it's a 2 lines code. So here we try to declare a function open mobile now, which we have given in the button. So in this function, I need to access this division. It's a div. So for that purpose, I need to declare a ID. So I've given the ID, and now to read this division, I need to declare a variable, and this in this variable we try to access a document. Document is something as a keyword which can read entire HTML elements from your code. Okay, so in this document, I'm with this document we have this query selector as a method in which we can try to pass the ID of an element which we want to retrieve. So I want to retrieve an element. So this is the division. This is the entire section I want to retrieve. So trying to retrieve this, and now I'm trying to find class list. So which are the classes which are present for this division? We have mobile now right now, and I am trying to toggle this class. Which is the class? It is active. So which I have written here. So when I toggle it, so what happens? It displays first time when I click it, and if it hides when I click it again, because when I click it here, so it tries to, I can show it in the HTML also, just to understand. Okay, this is very important. It's necessary to understand this. So this mobile section right now, okay, so this is the code. You can see this is the division I'm trying to access. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, this is the division I'm trying to access. So is active class is present. So when I click it here, so it tries to execute the code, and if you go to elements, you can see here the is active class is removed. So when I click it again, it is added. So based on that, this class is being added and removed, and based on that, it tries to display. So this is how we can make a responsive header. You can see, I would just want to show the output again. So in this mode, you can just click and unclick so that you can hide the menu, and you can see the login bar. So if I just reduce the size of this to mobile device, you can also see that the login button is also hidden, and when I click on it, the login button comes here. And if I try to expand in this mode, you can see the in the desktop mode, when the size is greater than 1024 pixels, so you can see the login and the menu bar and the header itself. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you liked the video. I know I am explaining it little slow just to understand. So I'll try to make another video with the same thing but without explanation, and I try to make it faster. So just to someone who wants to see the coding, you can directly go into the second video and just look at the coding, not with my explanation. Okay. If someone is a fresher, if you want to understand, just go through this video which where I am explaining it in detail. Okay, thanks. I would ask you to provide your feedback and subscribe to my channel. I would try to make more videos and introduce more concepts in future. Thank you so much.